From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2259, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. Regrouping to accommodate the pandemic, a respected emergency communications event has been able to extend its reach far beyond the Pacific Northwest.
For the first time in its 20 years, Communications Academy is going global. The pandemic has turned the two-day Emergency Preparedness Conference in Pacific Northwest into a live online event with possibilities for international participation. It's being held this year on April 10th and 11th. Although it attracts a sizable number of hams, attendees needn't be amateur radio operators. In fact, many of the presenters are hams, including Tom Cox, VE6TOX, ICS consultant for Alberta Emergency Management Agency, Jason Bierman, KI7KVP, director of Snohomish, Washington's Department of Emergency Management, and Ward Silver, N0AX, will present on station grounding and bonding. If you're anywhere in the world and want to sharpen your emergency communication skills, this is a free opportunity to receive training while getting real-time access to presenters. Although the presentations will be recorded, the experts will be available for live chat with attendees in question and answer sessions. Tim Helming, WT1IM, told Newsline in an email that Com Academy is the only surviving significant event in Washington state and was made possible by switching to a virtual event. He said, quote, "It promises to be a great training opportunity for all of us in Washington state and perhaps beyond," end quote. For details or to register, visit comacademy.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Christian Kudnick, K0STH.
Field Day is coming up, and the ARRL says last year's pandemic rule changes will stand pat.
To ensure that clubs and individuals have adequate planning time for Field Day this year, the ARRL has announced that the same modified rules from last year's pandemic plan will be in place this year, along with new power limits for Class D and Class E stations. Both are home stations, with Class C operating on emergency power. Both will have a limit of 150 watts PEP. As with last year's scoring, club scores will be a sum of all individual entries, attributing their points to a club. Field Day will be held on June 26th and 27th. Additional updates are available on the Facebook page of the ARRL and the ARRL's own Field Day page on its website, arrl.org.
Newsline anchor Stephen Kinford in 8WB. Congratulations to the California 9th grader and amateur radio operator who is among those students to win the prestigious Congressional App Challenge.
Sean Donlan, KM6NGN, is the author of an amateur radio app for mobile devices that simplifies coordination tasks for net controllers overseeing hams in the field at public service events. The app, NetHam, was the top winner in the 2020 Congressional App Challenge in his home state's 11th congressional district. The United States House of Representatives established the nationwide award 8 years ago to inspire students in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. The award is being given out this year in 308 of 435 congressional districts. The app makes use of a Raspberry Pi 4B, an Arduino, and a Nexion HMI touch display. To see it in action, watch Sean's demonstration video at the web address you'll find in this week's newscast script at arnewsline.org. Well done, Sean. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG.
On a related note, the nominating period for the 2021 Newsline Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award will open on March 1st. You'll find the nominating form and all information on our website, arnewsline.org. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Christian Kudnick, K0STH, Stephen Kinford, and 8WB, Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW 73. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.